Well, good morning, my friends. How are you on this fine Taco Tuesday? I think this is Uli's favorite day of the week. She loves Taco Tuesday. She loves eating her tacos. Sometimes she sneaks around and she has them on a Wednesday, on a Thursday. She loves them. Woo! How is the weather in your neck of the woods? How's it going? By the way, you guys should have seen me backstage. Well, I'm sitting on my couch, but anyway, whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to be professional here since I was accused of being unprofessional yesterday. Woo! I needed that one. I was enjoying the music. I was couch dancing, had my shoulders going, my head bobbing. I looked like those guys from Saturday Night Live that did Night at the Roxbury. I was enjoying the music. I don't know why, just in a good mood today for some reason. I don't know why after yesterday, but I was. So everybody got all their fixings ready for Thanksgiving? I love to hear about the little side dishes people bring. I love it because we all know we're going to eat the same shit, okay? We all know we're going to have broccoli cheese casserole. We know we're going to have mashed potatoes. We know we're going to have gravy. We know we're going to have turkey. We know there might be a ham there. But I love the little side dishes. I don't know. I mean, people that bring the little salads and stuff like that you just are like, oh my gosh, I've got to have that recipe. And of course, you're never going to freaking make it. You're never going to make that recipe, but you're going to eat the shit out of it because it always tastes better out of somebody else's Tupperware, correct? That's how I feel about it. Act right, bitches. Now, this is something I would make. Cranberry salad. Are you talking about cranberry sauce or are you making a salad with the cranberries? Me must know. I'm actually putting cranberries in our stuffing this year just to see how it works. I used to make 3 trays of stuffing because I had one child that liked sausage in it. Go figure, like there's not enough fucking meat on the table. One that liked it just plain, celery, that type of stuff. And one that loved having raisins in it. So I had 3 different things of stuffing. Hey, what we do. Okay, hang on. Cranberry salad. Betty Smith's making it too. I must know about this. I must know. So is it like salad and then you put cranberries in it? Or is there something else going on? I must know about this. I'm intrigued, and I know that I would eat the shit out of it. What kind of dressing do you put on it? Or is the cranberry the dressing? And Watergate salad and 7-layer salad. Woo. Melanie, going old school on me. Going old school. Does it have Jell-O? Anybody ever remember going to Granny's house? And there was always that aunt that had the Jell-O mold. And you never knew if it was the same one she bought the year before or if it was a brand new one. The green that had the shredded carrots in it and shit. And you're just like, you like the Jell-O, but you eat around the carrots. And next thing you know, you just have a bunch of carrots there on your plate. Hey, 'tis the season. Kat said, I was today years old when I heard that you put Jell-O on salad. What? It's a thing. It's a thing. Hey, Tropicana. What's up, girlfriend? What's up? Melanie. Husband's family eats French dressing on their turkey. That would be something my husband would do. He loves French dressing. He likes the, what's it called? The Dorothy. The one made with the peanut butter and the Catalina dressing. Dorothy. Hell, I can't remember off the top of my head. And then some people call it Catalina. Some people call it French dressing. Either way, I will be very judgy about the shit that people eat. But in the Crime Lines and Lies Facebook group, I'm going to put a post up and we'll see how this works because it's pretty funny. I do it every year and just say, drop a pic of your food. But I'm telling you, every year we get somebody that comes in and they want their own post to talk about their food. And I find it hilarious. Well, let's take a second and tell everybody good morning, happy Tuesday. And woo, we survived Monday. Wow. Melodee Buzzard, what the hell is going on here? We got a weird character that reminds me of something from the Big Bang Theory or somebody posing as an alien, and that would be Tyler, who the relationship that he has or had with Ashley Buzzard, I think was more of the romantic kind, okay? I think old Tyler was getting some booty off of Ashley. There is a lot going on there. Not only, well, this is a big word around YouTube right now, cleared. The judge dropped all the shit against her when it comes to false imprisonment. Okay? Okay? Now, at this point, I was talking to Susan about this morning, and she said, at this point, there is absolutely 100% zero reason to even pretend like you're just hiding Melodee. Everyone knows she's missing. Everyone knows that Ashley has some issues. You know, she's got some washers loose up there in the brain. Okay, let's face it, she does. She's not exactly all there. She's agoraphobic. She does not know how to put on blush. I don't know if you saw that makeup job she had, but man, I couldn't figure out if that was blush, or some people call it rouge on her cheek, or if she had a damn rug burn. I was like, what in the hell is going on there? Tyler could be what she's hiding Melodee from. We don't know. This is a really creepy situation. There's Melodee right there. Tyler was dropping some grenades last night, okay? He's talking about some freaking family at the zoo that Ashley met and then decided to give Melodee to them. It was also released that Melodee's paternal grandmother was wanting to adopt her. Well, the grandmother doesn't have her. Okay? Let's face it, the FBI are all over this. The question is, why is she not in jail? I can't believe some of the comments. They're like, she doesn't have to tell where her daughter is. Of course she does. Her daughter's supposed to be in school. That alone should have her in silver bracelets, okay? Her daughter is supposed to be in school. We're talking about the safety of Melodee, and she won't say a word. Now you have Tyler saying that he thinks Ashley, who is heavily monitored, took Melodee back to the zoo to meet this couple so that they could raise her or something. And I agree with Radio Gods. That's all they have to say. Look, you do you, bitch. We'll take care of the schooling later. But we need proof of life. Proof of life. That was a very common term in the Vallow case, Vallow Daybell. That was a very common term in Adam Montgomery's case. We need proof of life. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this. California mothers. Dismissed. Ankle monitor removed as FBI hunts for missing 9-year-old. Well, the FBI certainly knows how to lock a motherfucker up, so why don't they? Okay, so there's Ashley and Melodee right there.
Get iPhone 17 Pro on us at Cox Mobile.
Thanks for the ad. Anyone a little creeped out by this? I am. True Crime Beat said she looks like Bernadette Peters in that wig. I'm still sticking with Whitesnake. Okay. They don't need to know her motive. All they need for her to do is produce Melodee. Okay. Broken Golf Doll said Dee Schneider, Twisted Sister. I'm telling you, it's freaky, freaky weird. But we've seen her real hair, so maybe it's not. All right, let's go back a little ways. Where is Melodee? First, let's look at the map. All right, so we went from Santa Barbara, California, I mean, like right there on the ocean, through Nevada, Utah, Colorado, up to Nebraska, did a U-turn in Kansas. Maybe that's where the zoo is. They got some nice zoos there. Came back 3,000 miles in a short amount of time, if you want to know the truth. A very short amount of time. That's a lot of driving for someone that doesn't like to leave the house ever.
What happened to Melodee? The 9-year-old girl was last seen 3 weeks ago. These surveillance photos show little Melodee Buzzard at a car rental business. She's wearing a hooded sweatshirt. Detectives say a very large dark wig. Police say Melodee's mom, Ashley Buzzard, left Lompoc, California in the rented vehicle with Melodee and drove all the way to Nebraska, then Kansas. Then mom returned home, making the entire 3,000-mile trip in just 3 days.
3 days, 3,000 miles in 3 days. And I want you to think about that. What is the longest distance you have ever drove or been driven on a trip? I can speak freely about this because my husband drives a truck. He has a CDL, and of course he has different rules than other people because he's got to follow the FMCSA guidelines as far as 30-minute breaks. You can't drive longer than this. You have to have a 10-hour break before you get back on the road. But still, that's like 1,000 freaking miles a day. How is that possible? I'm telling you, she had to have had somebody with her. Obviously not when she got the rental car, but along the way.
So where is Melodee? Cops say when the mom came home, Melodee was nowhere to be found. School officials were the first to report her absence. Even more perplexing, deputies say the mom is not providing any possible explanation regarding her daughter's whereabouts.
9-year-old Melodee Buzzard has vanished under troubling circumstances.
Today, Melodee's disappearance is capturing national attention. I spoke to the little girl's paternal grandmother. You must be worried out of your mind.
Very much so. All of us are.
Why in the world do you think that they would have driven cross country?
I have no idea. She doesn't have a car. She rented a car, and I don't know how she got there, and she was back again. I want to see my granddaughter.
Lily Dennis says her daughter-in-law, Ashley, has not allowed her to see her grandchild in 4 years. Are you concerned that she is not alive?
Yes.
Heartbreaking. Ange and I were talking about this. You know, there comes a time in our lives where our kids just kind of act like they don't need us. They know everything. They just are kind of like bothered by a phone call. They just keep everything to themselves. Then imagine going through it again with the grandchild. But obviously this is much different. The grandmother believes that Melodee is no longer with us. Trust me, grandma's not searching the local zoos like crazy ass Tyler talking about.
4 years. Are you concerned that she is not alive?
Yes. I'm sorry.
This video just posted shows a relative confronting Ashley Buzzard outside.
If you're going to be on the news, please pick your leggings out of your ass crack. Okay? From America, actually from the world to you. Nobody wants to see that. Come on. Pick it out.
Outside her home, but the mom did not want to talk. Signs have now been posted on the mother's front lawn demanding to know where is Melodee.
Ashley, Melodee's mom, has not been cooperative throughout our investigation. What's most important is trying to figure out what Melodee is now.
Well, the only one talking is the one that said that he was falsely imprisoned by Ashley with a box cutter and like 7 locks. Okay? Okay? But now he's coming up with even more stories. Dropped off at the zoo. Met a couple at the zoo. Before I get to that, let's please thank our great friend Sophia, my girl Sophia, for making it rain in here. If you got a Crime Lines and Lies membership, well, I'll tell you what, you keep that up because you're going to love it here. And I love Sophia. Thank you. All right. Ashley Beigefield is all over it. She is all over it. I don't think she got any sleep last night talking about this case. While the rest of us were talking about fake emails and which crime Fred might be a suspect in, what a hero, she was all over the Melodee Buzzard case. Good for her. Well, Ashley, for the last month and a half, has been little by little going in and out of the house, moving. Where's she moving to? And I love the title of the show that News Nation did. So long, ankle monitor. Hello, open road. Where does she think she's going? What does she think she's doing without her daughter?
Buzzard likes to travel. And now that she's free of that ankle monitor that she had to wear because of that false imprisonment charge last week, she's free to move about the country. But you would imagine that she'd stay put in her home, given her 9-year-old daughter, Melodee Buzzard, is missing, right?
No, not right. Not right. She knows exactly where Melodee is. She knows exactly where she put her. She knows exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. I am not giving up on the cult theory because Ashley is a little out there. And then when I saw watched Tyler talking on News Nation last night, I kind of get the crowd now that she hangs with. Not saying that they're my cup of tea, but I'm getting a better understanding of the disconnect that goes on with Ashley and the people she chooses to surround herself with.
Maybe not. Because tonight we have new and exclusive video. You're looking at it. This is Ashley loading up moving boxes and appliances into a U-Haul truck and then driving away from the family's home in Lompoc, California. She's still got her little boots and her purse slung on her arm, her wig in a ponytail. Her daughter Melodee hasn't been seen in 43 days now, and she's the reason that Ashley's every move is now being watched, and not just by us. Our source tells us that as soon as Ashley left in that U-Haul truck today, wearing her signature wig and booties, the detectives and or federal agents, quote,
I had to go LOL at wig and booties. I don't know why. It just, it flows off the tongue. Wig and booties. Her signature wig and booties. Well, to each their own.
Flipped a U-turn and tailed her. We don't know where she went in that U-Haul, but we do know she returned home.
It wouldn't be too hard because U-Hauls have tracking devices on them. They all do.
That happened later. She was in an Uber. And it goes without saying that we're going to keep watching.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below.
Oh, what a cliffhanger. What a cliffhanger. There's Beigefield, and we're going to keep watching. Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, we are. Now let's get to Tyler, who has lost a significant amount of weight. This is where he is talking about this couple that Ashley told him she met. Now, if he's telling the truth, this is extremely important information.
You know, the whole events with Ashley is one giant blur of craziness. I don't know of any other way to explain it.
Do you think that she is going out of her way to keep Melodee away from Tyler? They have an extremely odd relationship. Extremely odd. I showed those messages from neighbors saying that they know who he is because he would always sneak in the side door to bring her things. I think there was another door he was hitting when he got inside. He is a little too caught up in someone that he barely knows. Yep, there she is. Woo! Has anybody ever put makeup on like that? Maybe for Halloween when you're trying to, dress up, I don't know who you would pretend to be. That is a lot of rouge and it matches her shirt.
In short, she ended up going on a road trip at the instructions of individuals that she barely even knows, and I question if she even knows them really at all, and efforts to drop Melodee off with them, apparently some location in Utah.
Okay, he's back on Utah, but the private investigator believes that Melodee actually made the trip back to California and has reason to believe she even visited her father's gravesite.
She had said that it was a couple that she met at a zoo. This couple had a daughter that's Melodee's age that she wanted Melodee to be able to play with. But she doesn't know these people's names.
Okay, please listen to this, okay? Look at Brian Laundrie Jr. up there, or Senior. He's obviously much older than Brian Laundrie. Ha! We said the same thing, radio gods. Ha! That's funny. But watch Beigefield's face. She's just like, I don't get paid enough for this. Met at the zoo, doesn't know their names. Come on.
Address, their phone number, their location, nothing. It's bizarre. It makes no sense.
It particularly makes no sense that Ashley Buzzard would say, I don't know this couple that I met at the zoo. I don't know their names. I don't know their address. I don't know their contact information, when apparently she was making contact with them. And can you describe what she said about the contact she made with them and how the plan kept changing about the drop-off of Melodee?
She wouldn't go into too much details because she was very paranoid that the house is bugged, and she still wasn't really trusting me that much.
Of course the house is bugged, and of course she doesn't trust you. What do you think she's really going to go into the house by herself and talk to herself and confess to the FBI where Melodee is? Stranger things have happened.
As we discovered on that Thursday that she decided to confront me, or whatever you would want to call it, she didn't make it clear of how she communicated, especially when she was saying she didn't have accurate phone numbers for them. She also didn't make it clear. She said that she knew the woman's name of the couple, and that she looked on white pages and verified that there was someone by that name listed on the white pages. Okay.
The white pages? Do people still get telephone books? That's the only white pages I can think of. Am I wrong here? Is there a different white pages? Do people still get telephone books? I haven't seen a telephone book since 2005. She's going through the white pages trying to find somebody whose name she doesn't know. Tyler, are you okay?
Okay, well, if someone's called John Doe, there's probably 20 John Does throughout the nation. So it's the fact that she trusted and believed some stranger that she randomly met at a zoo to care for her daughter, and trusted what she said was true without checking ID, without checking where she lives, without going to the house, without verifying where Melodee was going to be sleeping. It's just mind-boggling.
You're mind-boggling, Tyler. What the hell is going on here? We have 197 people in chat. I think we have some people in the bushes. Come out and say hi. Say good morning. We're all nice here. I promise. Come on out. Chat with us.
For me, and
well, to say the least. without getting a contact phone number to call her back. And again, I'm still perplexed by the details, Mr. Brewer, about, and I think you correct me if I'm wrong here, that Ashley Buzzard.
Yeah, she is perplexed, aren't we all? Because what Tyler is saying makes absolutely no sense. You can't look up someone, even if you're Lisa K. Ruitz, that you don't know the name of. Good morning, Rexy. V. Oakley said, hello, Bush people. Come on out. Come on out, Bush people. Come on out. Come on out. Hey, 1954 Jewel, good morning to you, my friend. And I agree with Shayla. Daybell walked free for far too long. They need to do it just like the officers did in New Hampshire with Adam Montgomery. When he said, well, they obviously knew he was lying. They got a warrant, they picked him up real quick. I mean, with a quickness.
Said to you that this woman kept changing the drop-off details, kept changing the plan. Is that true?
Exactly. And that's why she ended up in Nebraska and all these different places, because they kept changing. Was like, oh, no, meet us here. No, meet us here. Then meet us maybe Utah, wherever she ended up.
How were they telling Ashley where to meet and kept changing it if she has no contact information for them and doesn't have these zoo people's names?
Last with Melodee was the final drop off. So they kept changing it because apparently this couple, this individual, this whoever was paranoid of the government and being followed and spied on. So they wanted to make sure that if Ashley was being tracked, then it would be harder for them to be tracked, changing all these different locations. And I know how.
Why would anyone be tracking her when no crime at the time had been committed and Melodee was not missing at the time? This is making no sense. I don't know if this guy is living vicariously through Ashley and thinks he's going to write a book, or pull a Lana Westbrook and think he's going to be part of a Netflix series. Shit's got to make sense. That's all I'm going to say. Shit's got to make sense. Like this. Look at this. Angel P. gifted 5 Crime Lines and Lies memberships. And then right on top of it, here comes Cat OG. Woo! We got memberships piling in. That's like 20 for today. Y'all take a second and get your rain gear on. My goodness.
Weird and bizarre this sounds, but this is just the information that I was provided. And whether it's true or not, this is what she relayed to me.
I mean, that's a whole other question, whether what she told you is true. It sounds so manic. And also, how is she communicating with a woman multiple times to change drop-off locations if she suddenly says, I have no means of communicating with said woman?
And she said that she originally had a phone number for them and she no longer has it because they ended up either disconnecting it or it was a text now number or something similar. And she was told that when she got home, Melodee would start calling her. And it's been, 45, 50 days and still no phone call as of November 6th.
And that was the plan, to be clear, that this couple, again, that Ashley Buzzard told you she met them at a zoo and made this plan to drop her 9-year-old daughter off with them. And that they'd have a daily contact with Melodee. Did she say why? What was the whole purpose of getting rid of her daughter to this mystery couple in the first place?
Without going through too much detail with her medical history, she had an outpatient, so she has a surgery coming up. And the surgery, after she told me what it is, it's an outpatient surgery that you're going to be out for the day. It's nothing.
Well, what is it? What is this outpatient surgery?
But in her mind, it's something that Melodee needs to be away from her for at least a month or two, an effort for Ashley to do the surgeries.
Bullshit. She's 9 years old. She is 9 years old. Even if Ashley was having a hysterectomy, which nowadays is considered outpatient, A 9-year-old can, I mean, they can get their own juice. They can get their own snack. Tyler, you're aiming for the fences, man.
Medical care and get back on her feet so she could take care of Melodee.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and down.
Woo, woo. You know, I'm starting to enjoy News Nation more and more. It just kind of dawned on me a few days ago. I probably already told you guys this because I love to share my thoughts with you. Basically, everybody on News Nation has been fired from a major network. Seriously. Beishfield, Chris Cuomo, I mean, you name it. Everybody has been kicked to the curb by another news station. I'm waiting on old Megyn Kelly to show up. Good morning, two Boston moms. How are you? Good morning. All right, now we get to this. Remember the weirdness? When Ashley was outside and she was picking up all the missing signs. Well, as Beishfield said, it's a new level of weird because now when she sees a sign or a flyer, she takes the time to cut Melodee's face out of it and just leaves a hole in it. She leaves all the information but takes her face out of it. Why don't they get her? Is this not dangerous behavior? Does she not seem like she might need to get some medical help? What is going on here? This has been way too long. And the cat's out of the bag. Everyone knows Melodee is missing. Everyone knows the route that Ashley took. Everyone knows somehow she drove 3,000 miles in 3 days. Quick turnaround. My goodness. How did you eat? How did you sleep? How did you shower? What the hell were you taking? There's got to be something they can do in that county in California to get her where they need her. I've never seen anything like this. Never.
If you have an ex in your life who you're not very fond of, or maybe you have an old friend who crossed you in a way that you never thought possible, but there's a time-honored tradition of cutting their faces out of your favorite photos to help heal the wounds faster. And for some folks, that works. But leave it to Ashley Buzzard in Lompoc, California, to take that coping strategy and twist it into knots. Ashley is the mother of Melodee Buzzard, age 9, whose whereabouts and welfare have been a mystery for 41 days now. In that time, her mother, Ashley, has stonewalled the police, had her home and her rental car and her storage unit raided by the feds, and has been charged with falsely imprisoning an acquaintance who tried to help search for Melodee. And I have an update on that case in just a minute. You won't believe how she showed up for court this morning. I'm going to give you all of those details. You saw a snippet. I'll give you the rest. But I'll bet that you remember seeing the videos that we showed you a few weeks ago. Bewildering video of Ashley.
Okay, Jinbug just made it into chat. Jinbug, she said, I'm stuck in a deep hole and can't get out of it. Please tell me what you're working on. You know I am 100% down for our true crime talks.
Ripping down her daughter's missing persons posters in the front yard. Remember those? Those were staked out in the front of her house. She's ripping them down for reasons that nobody can fathom until possibly now. A private investigator hired by Melodee's aunt just dropped a bombshell. He says a person who was inside Ashley's home saw her cutting Melodee's face out of those posters. You heard me right.
Why? Why? Who would spend the time? This is her daughter. Why would she desecrate her missing pictures, missing flyers, signs, all that stuff? Lynn, I'm with you 100%. Purple hair lady has me wondering. Me too. And On one hand, I'm shocked as shit they haven't mentioned her name, but considering that the FBI is so involved, it does make sense. They don't like to tell anybody anything. I mean, nothing. They don't tell anybody anything. I mean, nothing makes a boner go soft faster in true crime than hearing that the FBI is highly involved, because you know you are not going to hear anything once you hear the initials FBI.
What normal folks do to people they consider dead to them, Ashley did to her own missing and endangered child. So does Ashley Buzzard consider Melanie dead to her? Does she consider or know the child to be dead, period? The private investigator says not necessarily, and that is the weird and spooky part of this. Our Brian Enton has been on the streets of Lompoc, California, and spoke exclusively with that private investigator, and here's what he told Brian.
Woo! Where's my Brian Enton girls in here? Lockdown with April C. Very good point. Because she doesn't want to look at what she's destroyed, doesn't want the reminders around her. Question is, what did she do with all the damn eggs hanging around the house that she was using to get spirits away from her? Paper Slut wants to know why she's picking out wigs to make her look like Cousin It. It's a wonder she's not wearing them backward. She doesn't want to be recognized. Oh, look at that. V. Oakley, News Daddy. True Crime Beat. I saw her follow him out of the bathroom at CrimeCon. I had fun with that for days. Still do.
So the posters had photographs of Melodee. They didn't take up the entire poster, but they were snapshots that were projected onto the posters. So I understand that she had cut these photographs off of the poster.
So she cut Melodee out of the missing poster?
Out of several of the missing posters.
And why would she do that?
Not sure, but what she did with them is she placed them on a table in her home. To me, it represents an altar. Not saying that she's deceased, but it's something that she can have some memory of.
Why is she getting away with this? Okay. I mean, it's not a crime for her to cut her own daughter's face out of a flyer, but it's a damn crime to not have proof of life for this little girl. Not send her to school. That's the one that I can't get over. She's not homeschooling. She's not doing anything. How do you explain that? Make it make sense. I can't imagine what reasoning would make sense by saying this is the reason we have not charged her. There's nothing. I gave it a little bit of grace when we first started talking about Melodee, and I said, maybe they're just keeping an eye on her. I don't know, trying to be hopeful. No, this makes zero sense. I mean, it's nuts.
And that's what I picked up from that.
You're going to hear more from that private investigator in just a moment. He was hired by the sister of Melodee's late father. But first, Ashley had quite a court appearance this morning. And it's a good thing that we had cameras there, because you wouldn't have believed it. It was very, very brief, but she appeared on that false
Oh my goodness, I have been concentrating on the blush so much that I missed the eyebrows. Wow. I'm all about the winged eyeliner, okay, but I've never Sharpied in my eyebrows. Anybody? How do you all straighten up the old brows? Because that looks like Uncle Leo from Seinfeld when Elaine put marker on his eyebrows. Wow. Just when I thought Laura Mathias looked like shit, then I see this.
Imprisonment charge that she was slapped with 2 weeks ago. Her long and curly wig was back, but this time pulled into that ponytail. And also this time, Ashley Buzzard came to court dolled up to the nines in.
Oh my God, Claire Bear. Oh my God, Claire Bear. Claire Bear said she left her eyebrows at the zoo too. All right, let's go ahead and let's give Claire Bear a big O LOL and a great comment. Broken Goth Doll said dolled up. For Ashley. For Ashley, I guess. Wow.
Full makeup. And when I say full, I mean brimming over. She had a ton of makeup on her face. I can't explain it because last time she had none. She was unrecognizable. Our Brian Enton was able to catch up with her as she left the courthouse. Here's the.
She was unrecognizable because she was just walking out of jail. Somebody brought her a wig.
Longer clip of what you just saw a snip of.
Ashley, can you tell us where Melodee is? Why aren't you saying anything to law enforcement, Ashley? Why have you just stayed quiet when your daughter's missing? It doesn't make any sense. Why did you cut her pictures out on the posters? Everyone just wants to know where Melodee is. Everybody just wants to know.
Can you guys back up away from the car, please?
Ashley Buzzard's charge stemmed from an accusation that she threatened a friend of hers with a box cutter after she allegedly told him about Melodee's whereabouts and presumably regretted doing so. They are both set to be in court tomorrow for a preliminary hearing. So yeah, we're going to be there. And in the meantime, Brian Enton is live outside of Ashley's house with all of his new reporting. First of all, Brian, great work in posing those questions to her, because you might be the very first person who has done so that at least we have been able to hear. Whether police have been stonewalled by her, it's all under wraps. But that was just amazing to see her doing the same thing to us that presumably she's been doing to the police.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our new.
Quit cutting in, Cuomo. All right, I got to get some comments from you guys because you guys are leaving some great ones. And of course, I'm having an issue getting to this. I'll just do it this way. Hang on, I'll be right back. Damn StreamYard. Okay, I got to play the fancy music. All right, Webs of Deceit said, I find it concerning that our federal government / investigators aren't required to be transparent with the American people. Do they release the info after cases are convicted? Nope, they save them for trial. And they only give you a limited amount of information. I don't like it either, but that's how it goes. Laverne thinks that Miss Buzzard looks like Madeline Kahn. Now I want to watch Annie. She did a great job in that. Sarah, I agree. Where is JLR? Hell, he's talking about gas leaks in Oklahoma. Why can't he truck his ass out to California and harass the shit out of Melodee? I love it. Yvonne, she's a Looney Tune. Oh, she is. And I'm not making fun of mental illness. I'm saying there is something definitely off with her. Because let me tell you something with her. This is deviant behavior. A hug and a pill from a psychiatrist is not going to make her do the right thing. Just Me said, or was she saying he's never going to get to her? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that he is a big part. Tyler is a big part of this case. Whether he has made himself a part of it or he's the reason for it. But he is a turd that won't flush in this case.
Actually, the whole events with Ashley is one giant blur of craziness. I don't know of any other way to explain it. In short, she ended up going on a road trip at the instructions of individuals that she barely even knows. And I question if she.
Claire is on her shit today. First, I got to sort of trace on the case. This is so Lori Vallow triggering. Even Lori's son said it, that he is sensing some sort of cult following. And I kind of see where he's coming from. Claire Bear, like I said, she's on her shit today. Bullhorn Betty. Could you imagine Bullhorn Betty outside of her house or wherever she's staying out with the bullhorn? Next thing you know, she'll have on a wig looking just like Ashley. Holy shit. She'll go get a Melodee tattoo and everything. Whew. I'm here for it. Come on. Come on. Let's do it.
Even knows them really at all. And efforts to drop Melodee off with them. Apparently, some location in Utah. She had said that it was a couple that she met at a zoo. This couple had a daughter that's Melodee's age that she wanted Melodee to be able to play with. But she doesn't know these people's names.
Hold on. A Silkman 5, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, please let me know so we can properly welcome you, unless your name is The Walking Dead. She claims to be new here every day. Bullhorn Betty supports Ashley? Does she not know the law? Okay. I guess she has her reasons.
Address, their phone number, their location, nothing. It's bizarre. It makes no sense.
It particularly makes no sense that Ashley Buzzard would say, I don't know.
Why would anybody be on the side of a woman who has endangered her child and will not cooperate with the police about the disappearance of her daughter that she is handily involved in? We have Thanksgiving on Thursday. We have Christmas a month from today. Today's the 25th. Holy shit, we have Christmas in a month. Does she not miss her daughter? Can't make it up. And it's not anyone's right to just dispose of a child. We're not talking about a Craigslist ad that says I'm rehoming my puppy because my landlord won't allow it anymore. That shit pisses me off bad too. This is a human being. This is a little girl.
No, this couple that I met at the zoo. I don't know their names. I don't know their address. I don't know their contact information. When apparently she was making contact with them. And can you describe what she said about the contact she made with them and how the plan kept changing about the drop-off of Melodee?
She wouldn't go into too much details because she was very paranoid that the house is bugged, and she still wasn't really.
That's not paranoia. The house is bugged. And again, we've already heard this, but there's more to it. And there's nothing wrong with recapping Crazy T, Crazy Tyler.
Trusting me that much as we discovered on that Thursday that she decided to confront me, or whatever you would want to call it. She didn't make it clear of how she communicated, especially when she was saying she didn't have accurate phone numbers for them. She also didn't make it clear. She said that she knew the woman's name of the couple, and that she looked on white pages and verified that there was someone by that name listed on the white pages. Okay, well, if someone's called John Doe, there's probably 20 John Does throughout the nation. So
he looks totally different than his campaign shot and how he looked 6-7 months ago from the news clips I've seen. He has lost a tremendous amount of weight. I wish he would explain, maybe he has and I missed it, that would be common for me. How on earth did he become friends with Ashley? Now, he says he popped out of nowhere to help her with Melodee. I don't believe that for a second. Because if she's that paranoid, she's not going to let some alien-looking motherfucker show up and pry into her life. Hold on. Whose birthday did I miss? Happy birthday, Trevor. Oh, Big T, tell your son happy birthday, baby.
The fact that she trusted and believed some stranger that she randomly met at a zoo to care for her daughter and trusted what she said was true without checking ID, without checking where she lives, without going to the house, without verifying where Melodee was going to be sleeping. It's just mind-boggling for me. And
well, to say the least, without getting a contact phone number to call her back. And again, I'm still perplexed by the details, Mr. Brewer, about, and I think you correct me if I'm wrong here, that Ashley Buzzard said to you that this woman kept changing the drop-off details, kept changing the plan. Is that true?
Total lie. Total freaking lie. No. Either Ashley is lying to him. I don't think they've had this conversation. Or he is lying to Beigefield. Because remember, 3,000 miles in 3 days. Made it to Nebraska. Did a little zip line through Kansas. And went back to California. No, there was no change of plans, or it would have taken just 3 days to get there and back.
True.
Exactly. And that's why she ended up in Nebraska and all these different places, because they kept changing. Was like, oh, no, meet us here. No, meet us here. Then meet us maybe Utah. Wherever she ended up last with Melodee was the final drop off. So they kept changing it because apparently this couple, this individual, this whoever was paranoid of the government and being followed and spied on. So they wanted to make sure that if Ashley was being tracked, then it would be harder for them to be tracked, changing all these different locations. And I know how weird and bizarre this sounds.
Again, for the millionth time, track what? Nobody was aware anything was going on. Melodee was not missing at the time. It seems to me like he, for popularity and some relevance and some clout, is just making up whatever shit he can. Because he can't possibly believe this. If anyone had told me this story, yeah, I would tell, whatever investigator is investigating and say, this is what she said, man. It sounds freaking crazy to me. But I certainly wouldn't repeat it as if it made sense. And he's trying to reason, and I don't like that.
That this is just the information that I was provided, and whether it's true or not, this is what she relayed to me.
I mean, that's a whole other question, whether what she told you is true. It sounds.
So, oh my gosh, there's Tyler's O-face. So is this the conversation he spoke about, that he said Ashley realized that she said too much, and the next thing you know, doors were locked and he couldn't outpower her, and she grabbed all the fucking box knives, and he became a scaredy cat, and he ran away and told the police that she imprisoned him? Huh. And I agree 100% with Karen. If the mother is collecting the child's death benefits and Ashley has her own, because she gets survivor benefits from her late husband, follow the money. Follow the money. What the hell is going on? She should be liable for collecting that money with Melodee not in her care.
So manic. And also, how is she communicating with a woman multiple times to change drop-off locations if she suddenly says, I have no means of communicating with said woman?
And she said that she originally had a phone number for them, and she no longer has it because they ended up either disconnecting it, or it was a text now number or something similar. And she was told that when she got home, Melodee would start calling her. And it's been, 45, 50 days and still no phone call as of November 6th.
And that was the plan, to be clear, that this couple, again, that Ashley Buzzard told you she met them at a zoo and made this plan to drop her 9-year-old daughter off with them, and that they'd have a daily contact with Melodee. Did she say why? What was the whole purpose of getting rid of her daughter to this mystery couple in the first place?
Without going through too much detail with her medical history, she had an outpatient, so she has a surgery coming up. And the surgery, after she told me what it is, it's an outpatient surgery that you're going to be out for the day. It's nothing.
Yeah, dude, come on, man. Come on.
But in her mind,
I'm waiting on the HIPAA crowd to jump up and go, oh, that's against HIPAA. Brooks, that's against HIPAA for Tyler to say that. You can't say that. That's against HIPAA.
it's something that Melodee needs to be away from her for at least a month or two, an effort for Ashley to do the surgeries, the medical care, and get back on her feet so she could take care of Melodee. So her excuse for it just makes no sense either. Because again, the medical procedure in which she's claiming that she needs to have done, it's an outpatient surgery that, you know, I've had done myself. So it's not something that she needs to be out for a month for.
And she admitted to you that she was changing her license plates all along the route to this drop off of her daughter with this couple.
You know, the thing about that is I had brought up something about the license plate because I had seen the report. And my license plates, I was trying not to let it in public, but they decided to announce in the middle of court that my license plates is from Oklahoma. So I go back and forth between California and Oklahoma. So I had said, you know, oh, California is required to have two plates, one in the front, one in the back. I go, I'm surprised I haven't got pulled over yet. So she went on to tell me about this website I can go on to order fake plates that look real so I can switch them out without being noticed.
So she informed you how to switch plates, but did she also confirm that she had switched her plates on that trip?
Yeah, she even mentioned that she has done it in the past. She didn't specify.
Did I just hear California to Oklahoma? It's getting where I've heard it my entire life. Never made sense to me. I just thought it was a weird metaphor. All roads lead to Oklahoma. I thought all roads lead to lawyers eventually, but yesterday we heard Florida and Oklahoma. We've heard that many times, but he just had to throw Oklahoma in there. Thanks for playing, Tyler.
Thought it was for that trip. She had said her friend had told her about it, which she was applying, referring to the friend that has Melodee.
Okay, so there's another report, and I'm hoping you can corroborate this. There was a report from a private investigator who said that Ashley Buzzard had been cutting the faces of Melodee out of the missing persons posters, and you have been inside her home. What did you witness in her home?
So she didn't cut the faces out. So I mean, that was either a miscommunication. So she took the photos out of the missing persons photo, the poster boards that people made, and she has them lined on her couch. They're all on her couch, and then she has a body pillow with.
Okie doke. He's as much of a paralegal as Lisa K. Ruitz is an FBI informant. V. Oakley said Florahoma, Calahoma. I'm telling you, Arizona, Arahoma, New Homa. We actually have a Texoma. Oh, April C. is blaming it on the water in Florida. Whoop.
Melodee's hoodie and pants on it, like dressed like Melodee, and that's what's on her couch. So she basically has like a little shrine to Melodee on her couch.
Nothing creepy there. She has a body pillow that I guess is pretending to be Melodee. I just don't really know if I can take this guy without not a grain of salt, but I'm talking like a big ass paper jug iodized. Nothing he says makes sense.
And the photos, you're saying she lifted the photos off of the missing persons poster so that she could arrange those things on her sofa?
Yeah, what you're showing now, that's what she did. She ripped those down and they're all on her sofa.
But she didn't.
All right, let me get to this because I agree with two Boston moms exponentially. Looks like the mom is super paranoid, so yeah, she might be running all over the country thinking she's being followed. I agree, paranoia is a big part of it. Hence why I don't really jive with what Tyler keeps spouting. If she's that paranoid, she's not going to let some dude, especially, just pop up into her life and ask questions that she doesn't want to answer. Claire Bear said, body pillow like a voodoo doll? Yeah, I need to know more about the body pillow. That's all freaking dressed up and everything. Weird. And in the middle of all this, Melodee's missing. Okay, Melodee is missing. Whether people want to say it's Ashley's right to hide her daughter, look, stop that shit right now. Kids have to go to school. They have to be accounted for.
She didn't cut them as if to deface them. She wanted the pictures off of those boards.
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Well, now here we go. This sounds more like it. Archaholic. I must know about this name. I must know about your YouTube name. Are you from Arkansas? That is a very cool name. He's known Ashley since 2014. Now, that would be before Melodee was born. So, if he has known Ashley for 11 years, then why did he say he just started creeping around when he found out Melodee was missing and offered his paralegal services to help Ashley? Can we say nuck and futz? Okay. I don't like the changing of stories. History does not change. You can't say, I just popped in because I heard about Melodee and I came over there to help her with my paralegal services, but you've known her for a long time. And the neighbors, who I do believe, say that he would always sneak in the side door to bring her things. Sneak in, not go to the front door. There's nothing wrong with going to the front door. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, hang on, I'll be there in a minute. You know, that type of thing. But it's like something stalkerish to me. I don't understand the secret.
Yeah, no, they were not to be defaced.
Exactly, Broken Golf Doll. Melodee has rights too. You think she likes being stowed away with the creepy couple from the zoo? No.
They're lined up on her sofa?
Lined up on her sofa, yes, ma'am.
And again, next to a body pillow that is dressed in Melodee's clothing?
Yes, it's one of those pillows that you put behind your back. So it's not the long body pillows, but it's one that goes behind your back, and it has Melodee's orange hoodie on it. And at one point in time, it had like a pair of pants on it. It was very strange. And I asked her like why she has the hoodie on the pillow, and she said it's because she misses Melodee.
I mean, I don't even know what to say about that.
You know, and
there
that
was,
makes
I
me
remember
nervous.
on the, go ahead.
I'm sorry, because I spoke to other people too, and they had told me that sounds like a shrine or memorial that people do. And when I was sitting there, you know, that didn't cross.
When I was sitting there and he saw this shrine made out of a body pillow. What a weirdo. Broken Golf Doll said child's welfare trumps parental rights every effing time. Boston says, I wonder what zoo he's talking about. I don't think there's a zoo. I don't care how paranoid she is. Nothing here makes sense. Paranoid, manic. I mean, all the names used for Ashley. If she's that paranoid, what is she doing going to the zoo, meeting perfect strangers, doesn't get a name, doesn't get a phone number, but takes off on a 3,000-mile round trip in 3 days to deliver her daughter to people she doesn't know with all her paranoia? Something is not adding up here. And I know I'm not the only one. Well, look at Robin, Arkansas has been a member for 10 months. Now, my goodness, I love that.
Crossed my mind. I didn't even think that initially, but now looking back on it, it's extremely creepy and concerning. And I apologize for interrupting. There's a lag.
I mean, to say the least, it is extremely disconcerting that she's dressed a pillow up as her daughter while her daughter's missing, and she refuses to say anything to authorities. Speaking of the authorities, this is a key aspect because the audio tape that was released
I don't know. She drove or she flew or what?
No, she drove, Gina. Sorry, I had myself muted. Gina just called.
Yeah.
3,000 miles. So she goes from the West Coast, she makes it to Nebraska, hook lines it through Kansas, which makes no sense, gets back to California. 3,000 miles in 3 days. How?
I have no clue how. That's a lot of traveling. I'm flying out this time. Yeah, that's a lot of. Okay.
And she wears these crazy ass wigs. And I'm telling you what, her makeup looks like it's pancaked on. I mean, like you would need a chisel to get that shit off. Like Dawn dish soap wouldn't do it. Okay.
Right.
And nothing makes any rhyme or reason. Where is her daughter and why is she not in jail? She's been missing for way over a month. I mean, way over a month.
Find that child. She need to find that child. Yeah, I remember you told me about that lady.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she's hiding it out. Maybe somebody's trying to get the dog. I don't know. Maybe she's hiding that baby out or something.
Mm-hmm.
So Monday is the 1st. I'm going to fly out on the 1st. Oh, yeah. Let's see.
Where are you going? You're flying out on the 1st to where?
Yeah, I'm going back to work.
You're going, oh, really? Okay, let me call you back in a second. Let me finish this and talk about it, okay?
All right.
That's my friend Gina.
In court was a little confusing to most people who listened to it because she was getting angry at you for what she said was being deceitful. And I wondered if it's because the police had been discussing things with you. Can you straighten the record out about what contact you had with the police and why you had contact with the police?
Yeah, so when I first went over there, I reached out to her because I've known her years ago. So when I first went over there, it was because
Now he's known her years ago, but that's not what he originally said. Unless initial interviews were heavily edited and they just only pick the parts that they want. You got to really watch these news stations and how slippery they are. A lot of stuff is left on the newsroom floor. I'm telling you. Just because Beishfield says it doesn't mean it's the entire truth. Okay? I get real pissed when people lose their shit over a 30-second news clip. I'm like, hold on. Let's get some context. Maybe he's been saying this all along. He just didn't have a chance to get it all out. Trying to be as fair as I can to big ears here.
Thought she had a family law issue that was about to happen. So I thought, because she has another daughter that was taken away from her. And Melodee has been taken away from her in the past. So I thought it was going to be a family law issue where she might need help with some document preparation or something. So that's what I thought.
Where is the other child and who has that child? I cannot get a straight answer on it. And no, I do not want to disrupt this child's privacy. I hope this child is well nourished, well educated, well loved, the whole 9 yards. But if that's not a red flag, then what isn't? I do not trust any adult that has CPS remove their child to the point where they never see him again.
When I originally went over there. She had me come over on the second day. And after I left, I was pulled over by a detective. And he basically, told me that I need to report back anything that I learn about Melodee to the authorities. So I was compelled to do so. I work in the field. So if I get, either a direct or indirect order from a law enforcement agent or a judge or someone, I'm going to comply. So I did. She started getting paranoid about everything that she was telling me. And then she built up in her head. I mean, I'm in my office right now. She built up in her head that I'm not a paralegal, that I'm not a legal document assistant.
I've got it built up in my head too, dude. You don't need to help with documents, okay? The family court can do that for her. I guarantee with her getting survivor's benefits and her daughter getting survivor's benefits, she has her own attorney. You are being nosy because you're getting ass. That's all there is to it. You're getting ass.
That I'm not a process server, that I don't have an office. So she was basically saying that I was lying, that she can't trust me, that I'm going to go to jail for fraud because I'm pretending to have an office, and that basically I was working as an undercover police officer. So that's what you were hearing in that illegal recording, by the way. I didn't authorize to be recorded, nor did I know I was being recorded. But that's partially what you were hearing is basically her just having a paranoia meltdown.
But it's interesting for us to learn that the police pulled you over to say, we need your help because this woman won't talk to anyone, but she talked to you. I wanted to just.
I tell you what, she's probably got a strap on underneath that wig for Tyler. You just cannot tell me there wasn't something sexual going on. He cannot be that invested. Okay? He cannot be. And now he's talking to Beigefield with this nonsense.
Recap really quickly. You mentioned that she's got an older daughter who's 22 years old who was taken away from her?
Yeah, roughly 22, give or take. Early 20s, I do believe. Her name is Destiny. And if you're watching Destiny, sorry for saying your name. Yeah, so I knew her when she was little as well. And she was taken away when she was little because, Ashley's had mental health struggles since I've known her. So that contributed to Destiny being taken. And I'm not sure what happened with Melodee the first time around, but she was that is what it is. And that's what I thought was happening this time. I didn't think when I first made contact that Melodee was actually.
Sorry for interrupting. Has Destiny been?
Okay. I guess when I watched this earlier, I didn't catch that she has a 20-something-year-old daughter. He's saying 22. I'm going to go ahead and say, and no, I'm not homophobic. I have no issue with gay people. I don't see Tyler being the missionary style type of dude. Okay? This is not exactly what I would call a win-win relationship. It seems to be very lopsided. Very lopsided. Why he played ignorant about Ashley and now is pouring his guts out is bizarre to me. Now, how old is Ashley? She has a 22-year-old daughter. I heard she was 35. So I'm not quite sure. Well, I'm just going to leave that thought alone for now.
Been helpful at all in trying to talk to her mother, or will her mother speak to her daughter, Destiny?
I have no idea if Destiny has tried to reach out. If she hasn't, I can't blame her. But Ashley herself has said that she would rather Melodee be in a group home or foster home than to be anywhere near either side of her family.
Wow. Okay, a couple of other big questions. She was.
So she would rather Melodee be in foster care or a group home than be on either side of her family. Well, how many sides of the family do you have? I mean, I guess mom's side and dad's side. I mean, I guess I can get that because I'm not impressed with Ashley's mom at all. And I mean at all. However, she had no issue with her daughter Destiny being taken from her and raised by another family. You never wish foster care upon your child, especially a damn group home. Y'all know that crazy bitch in the Slender Man case, Morgan Geyser? Against my advice, the state of Wisconsin, nobody listens to me. When she got out of the mental institution for the whole Slender Man fiasco where she tried to kill her friend, they let her out of the mental institution and put her in a group home. And a 43-year-old man helped her get out. You don't want that for nobody. By the way, True Crime Beat has a great video on it. I was furious when I saw that. She needs to be in the jail. Okay, Jules said he heard the father got the older child. Not sure if it's true. Well, that's where she needs to be. That's where she needs to be, is with her daddy.
Asking on the audio tape for her keys. She wanted you to, quote, give her her keys back. What did that mean?
So a few days prior, she actually had me go make copies of her house keys and her storage keys, which those are the two places that were raided. She wanted me to bring them back to her that night because she thought I kept the originals versus the copies. But she was prepping to be arrested for Melodee's disappearance. So she wanted me to have copies of her keys. So once she's arrested, I can come empty out her storage in her house so she doesn't lose all of her belongings.
Okay, speaking of belongings, we've been watching multiple occasions where she's packing, well, she's receiving flat boxes, then she's carrying what looked to be packed boxes out to a waiting vehicle, and then eventually, in another video, out to a U-Haul truck. Appliances, moving boxes. Do you have any idea what's in those boxes, Tyler?
Well, I'm going to assume what's in the boxes is personal belongings, Beigefield. It could be some damn eggs that she's studying to figure out the energy around her. I don't know. V. Oakley said he probably does still have copies of the keys. He probably hides them in his asshole. This guy is weird, dude. This guy is weird.
Yeah, it's all of Melodee's stuff. All those boxes were ordered from Walmart. I was there when she was ordering them. She's claiming it's stuff that Melodee outgrew, which makes no sense because she was asking me if my nieces could benefit from the clothing, and my nieces are Melodee's age. So for her to say that Melodee has outgrew them, but she wants to give them to my nieces makes no sense.
You know, there's something else that she's been receiving a lot of packages at that door. Do you have any idea, other than the Walmart boxes, what she's been receiving?
She gets various things. She gets all of her food mailed to her. She gets all of her toiletries mailed to her. Her wigs are mailed to her. Her clothes. She's told me she has a shopping addiction, which I'm not sure where she gets all the money from. And that's something else. Is the last time I was there, I want to say on that Tuesday, she was deleting her.
Actually, I like this comment from April. You know, I don't like to compare cases, but sometimes weird things cross. And storage units have come up a lot in the Summer Wells case. Now, when we go to Melodee's case, Tyler, and I do believe this part of it, that Ashley was making preparations because she knew she was going to be in trouble for Melodee's disappearance. But the storage unit is kind of over the top for me. Just put your shit in the truck and go to wherever you're going. You know, Dudley Ajon, he had a weird thing with storage units too, along with Don Wells, because they were preparing for something to happen. And there's a storage unit involved in the Vallow case. I'm telling you what, it's to the point where when people get those damn storage units, you might want to do you a little background check.
Amazon account, her email account, and her bank account, she was switching that stuff because she thought it was being hacked or traced. So she was freaking out about that as well.
Exactly. Thank you, True Crime Beat. Thank you, Melanie. Exactly. Stephen Stearns, too. When they are preparing to get caught, they make different preparations. Exactly. Man, y'all are on it today. I'm loving it.
And there was something about a reference made to Casey Anthony. Can you explain what comment she made about Casey Anthony?
Yes, so she said she acknowledged that people were comparing her to Casey Anthony, but she like joked and was like, well, at least I'm not out partying. So you're not out partying, but look what Casey Anthony was accused of. Like, do you not realize what you just said? And like,
did she ever say, Tyler, that I didn't kill Melodee? I mean, did you ever ask her point blank, is Melodee alive or dead? Did she ever say one way or the other?
No, I did ask her, and I flat out told her. I believe it was on either that. So this all happened with her locking me in on that Wednesday, I believe. And I think it was on that Tuesday that I had asked her. I go, you know, everyone is saying, I go, you're still not giving me the full truth. I go, you're not talking to law enforcement. Everyone is saying that you either trafficked Melodee or you killed her. I go, which one is it? And she starts doing her fake crying, acting like she can believe that I asked her such a question. But she never.
But she wouldn't answer.
She never answered the question.
The things that she did tell you, Tyler, I was just going to say the things that she did tell you about this couple she met at the zoo with whom she dropped Melodee in Utah, doesn't have their phone, doesn't have their email, doesn't have their names, doesn't have contact information, but that it was all planned for a minor surgery, which, as you've said, was an outpatient surgery.
Yeah.
Do you believe any of it?
I don't believe any of it. I think, like, I don't believe any of it at all. And just to clarify, she kept saying, how do you know I left her in Utah? She didn't say she dropped her off in Utah. So that's very distinguishable. She didn't say I dropped her off with a couple in Utah. She said, how do you know I left her in Utah? So that's distinguishable. But then she like switched the subject as if she never even said that. So, and it's one of those things with her, you don't want to try to like interrogate her and keep going on that subject, because then she'll say like she's upset or that she's getting triggered. She loved that word, triggered. So with someone like that, you don't want to upset them or trigger them, especially if you're in their house. So
Tyler, you're the only person who's spoken with her. I mean, she won't speak with the police. She won't speak with Melodee's grandparents on the paternal side. We have no idea if she's spoken with her own mother. Do you know if she's spoken with her own mother?
I know she has not, and she wants nothing to do with her mother at all.
Well, being the only person who Ashley Buzzard has spoken with, particularly about this little girl, Melodee.
You know, if the FBI finds it appropriate for Destiny to speak to her mother, they will make it happen. She doesn't have to, but they can make the suggestion. Tyler is making it messy. And in my opinion, the local authorities are making it messy by not putting her in jail. The whole, she has every right to be uncooperative. Damn right she does. Damn right she does. You're driving down the highway and you see the red, white, and blue flashing lights behind you. You have every right to be uncooperative. From the jail, you can be as obstinate, defiant as you want. In custody, Have at it. See how it works out. We're talking about a little girl. We're talking about a little girl. And I cannot believe the people that are supporting Ashley Buzzard. It's disgusting. And when I hear people defend people like Stacey Wandra, Brandon Shurtleff, Sarah Wandra, Adrian Lucian, Dawn Wells, Candace Wells, you name them, Leilani Simon. I really worry about the children in their care. And when you see the people that are saying, you go, Ashley, you go, girl, you show them, your body, your choice. You tell them, baby, you tell them you're protecting your child. That's it. No, 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 no.
Do you believe that Melodee is alive?
That's such a tough question because I don't want to believe that she could have hurt Melodee at all, because I think that she does love Melodee in her own way. But the fact that she won't give me a clear yes or no answer makes me extremely uncomfortable. So I can't say one way or another, but I think that she should have been found by now if she was alive.
Tyler, I cannot thank you enough for being so candid, for talking with us tonight, for helping the police to get any information they can about this little girl, and for going through what you've been through. I'm going to repeat it. I don't believe the judge made the right decision about what I heard on that tape. I don't believe anybody says the words, "I would like to leave now," twice, if they don't have the freedom to just get up and leave and say goodbye.
It was actually 3 times. Like, I told her twice as she was staring at me. Like, I told your producer, she looked like the Annabelle doll. Just like the way she was looking at me with her and fake crying. She's like laughing while she's crying with an open box cutter next to her. And granted, she never said she was going to cut me with a box cutter, and she made sure to say for her performance that she wasn't threatening me. So, and she never physically did, but it was her demeanor, the way she was compared to how I knew her from the past. You know, she stood in front of me when I was going to go walk past her, and she locked multiple locks when I asked her for the 3rd time to leave at the door, which you couldn't hear on the audio. You could hear the keys rattling, finally letting me out, but you didn't hear me say, "I'm ready to go now, Ashley," for the 3rd time. So under California law, the moment I asked her the 1st time to leave and she didn't immediately open the door, that's false imprisonment.
How'd that work out for you, buddy? How'd that work out for you? The judge threw it right out.
I mean, you can ask O.J. Simpson, who spent 9 years in prison because of not allowing 2 men to leave a hotel room that he was collecting his belongings, robbing them. I mean, that was the kidnapping that led to 9 years in prison. Again, Tyler Brewer, I cannot thank you enough for being candid with us. Let's both pray together, and everyone who's watching, that our suspicions are wrong and that maybe Melodee is perhaps alive tonight. But thank you again for sharing all of these stories with us. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me, and I'm hoping the best for Melodee. And that was my goal, find Melodee. That's all I want to do is help find Melodee. That's the nation's goal, find Melodee. And I also want to tell you my condolences for your dog, Atlas. We have a dog rescue, and that's one of the reasons why I reached out, and I liked the way you spoke about the verdict, and I appreciate you, and you're the only person I've done an interview with, and the only person I'm planning to do one with.
Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that makes her feel a lot better. Did you see her face? Like, oh, fuck, I don't want to talk to him again. Watch her face. This is hilarious. I'm sorry.
And that was my goal, find Melodee. That's all I want to do is help find Melodee. That's the nation's goal, find Melodee. And I also want to tell you my condolences for your dog, Atlas. We have a dog rescue, and that's one of the reasons why I reached out, and I liked the way you spoke about the verdict, and I appreciate you, and you're the only person I've done an interview with, and the only person I'm planning to do one with.
Look at her face like, Really? I gotta talk to you again? Okay, prom king.
Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate it. It's been a hard week, so I really do appreciate that. And we'll speak again soon.
Yes, ma'am. You have a good night.
Well, that's either a whole bunch of nothing or a whole lot of something. I can't make sense of it at all. Met someone at the zoo, took her back to the zoo, made all those stops along the way because the drop off kept changing. No, 3 days, 3,000 miles. That's a quick ass turnaround. I mean, a quick ass turnaround. You don't have time to pee, poop, eat, wash your hands, anything. 2 Boston moms. Do you know where in Utah she supposedly went? I do not. My understanding is it's kind of a straight shot through, which makes no sense to me because Utah is a big state. But we're going to keep following this. And eventually, they're going to have to arrest her. They are going to have to arrest her at some point. Okay? Let me tell you what, the FBI is not out investigating and interrogating animals at the zoo right now. They want to get their hands on her. There is a little girl missing. We're not going to hear a lot of details unless it's from Tyler, because the FBI doesn't talk to nobody until they have some conclusion in their back pocket. Okay? April C, 3 days, 3,000 miles. That's a rough haul for anyone, for sure. Stopping to change tags, too. She had help. She had help. She had help. No one is going to do that without help. That is for sure. Well, thank you for the great conversation and the great chat. Share this on your social medias. Get the word out that, hey, we have a lot of great friends here. And we like to talk with each other every day about true crime. Can we have a round of applause for our amazing moderators? And can we have a round of applause for all the amazing people that gifted Crime Lines and Lies memberships? All right, we'll be live and shit again tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. In the meantime, your old buddy Brooks has got to get ready for Thanksgiving. I'm having Thanksgiving with my sons and daughter-in-law tonight. So I will catch you in Discord or one of the Facebook groups. And if I miss you, I'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'll try not to wreak any havoc like I did yesterday. But I can't promise. You guys are the best. Thank you so much.